One of the key reasons that we get sucked into calorie counting is because we assume because we've gained weight that we don't know how to eat. We don't know how much to eat, or we don't know the right things to eat. But that one has some merit, but not in the way of calorie counting. Calorie counting will not reveal to you what you should be eating. But we look at our bodies and say, well, I don't know how to eat. And so I need help figuring out my portion sizes and holding my eating down. And that's a problem in and of itself. But I think I'm going to just try to tackle these things one at a time and a little more narrowly. What I think is that that's the wrong story. Uh, your eating is not a math problem. And one of the key things that I was able to discover is how important it is to tune into yourself, how important it is to listen to your body, how important it is to feed yourself things that actually allow you to do that. And that only happened when I was able to finally put those apps down and really had committed to myself. And it wasn't that difficult at that point. After 20 years of doing something, I think you can safely say that it's not going to work out for you. But listening to yourself, when I didn't have this crutch anymore was when I was able to finally do this. So it's, I think the word that I'm looking for, I'm going to mispronounce it here, but is proprioception. Your ability to tune into yourself, your ability to understand your body is a really fundamental component. And I'm going to give you an analogy that I think is better than the calories in, calories out analogy. And so we tend to think of these apps, calorie counting apps, and again, could be colors, could be points. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. It's based on the same ideas. We think of it as training wheels. If I do this for a little while, I will then, the mythology is, and I say mythology because even these companies know that that's actually not the result for the vast majority of people. Which makes it an awesome business model, but maybe not great for you. But the idea being like, if I have these training wheels for a little while, what I can do is go forward in my life, and then I'll do this for a little while, and then that'll teach me how to eat. And that's only true if the issue was that you just didn't understand portion sizes, which that's fundamentally not actually the problem for most people. In any case, what it's actually closer to, here's a better analogy. Have you ever used your phone for GPS in a new city? And you're walking. This is especially true with walking, but honestly, it works with driving too, where you start with some place and you need to get to another place. So obviously that's what you're using your GPS for. But you don't exactly know where you are, and you're so busy looking at your phone that you're just walking blocks and blocks in one direction, and you're so turned around sometimes. This has definitely happened to me, where it tells you to walk in one way and you walk in the opposite way, and then your phone tells you to turn around. In any case, you get the idea. Like, even if you get to your destination, which hopefully you have, you're not that clear about where you are or how you got there. In fact, for the most part, people can't actually even retrace their steps. And there's actually a scientific study on this one that came out that people who use GPS versus reading a map actually don't understand how they got there. And I think of apps as that, and that's a best case scenario. Best case scenario is you lost the weight, but you actually ended up no better position because the issue wasn't about you holding your eating down. The issue was about how you are triggered in modern life constantly and triggering yourself to eat and eat and eat more. And how do you then tune back into yourself? That's a different question, and one that calorie counting apps will never be able to answer.